Dan, thank you so much for joining me. I discovered reading your paper that as a father of 6 children, I was potentially facing a 91% marginal tax rate on childcare policies. Can you explain how these very high rates click in?
It's kind of insane, and when you first look at it, you think it can't be right. But we have all this discussion about whether tax rates of 45% or 50% discourage work, and reasonable people can disagree. But child benefit starts to be withdrawn when you hit £50,000 a year of earnings, and it's withdrawn bit by bit until you hit 60 grand. That means that between 50 and 60 grand, if you have 3 children, your marginal tax rate is 68%. Every pound you earn, you only get to keep 32 pence. The more children you have, the higher the rate. And yes, if you have 6 children under 18, your marginal tax rate will be 91%, which, I mean, it's madness, isn't it?
Well, yes, because you obviously won't work the extra hours, you won't want a pay rise, or, and I think you make this point in your paper, you'll ask for it to be put into your pension fund or find other ways of getting it, so that it doesn't hit in your annual earnings.
Yeah, you've got to ask how much tax does this actually raise, and I expect not much. The really sad thing is some people will deliberately hold their income back, avoid taking extra hours, go on a holiday when they're approaching the end of the year. That must be bad for the economy. There's also a sad personal story of people who don't realise this is the way the system works. They claim child benefit, they don't file a self-assessment form, then they get pursued by HMRC, sometimes for penalties. So however you look at it, whichever approach people take, it seems a loss to society and not something a sensible tax system should be doing.
Well, you also get to the point where if people work extra hours, they'll be getting potentially less than the minimum wage for the extra hours that they work, which the government makes illegal for employers, but perfectly legal for HMRC.
It is very odd. And the other thing that I find frustrating is how little this is talked about. I kind of feel quite a lot of Conservatives view this as an embarrassment and prefer not to talk about it. All credit to you for doing the opposite. And I suspect the Labour Party thinks it's not its business to worry about people earning £50,000. I think a lot of people who earn £50,000 think, well, I'm doing OK, I shouldn't make a fuss about this. No, they absolutely should. No one should expect to pay tax at this rate. It's just not right.
And for people living in London, £50,000 doesn't make them rich, that they will be living probably to the maximum of their income, and therefore paying these very high rates makes it much harder for them to improve their standard of living.
Yeah, £50,000 is an average salary in London, and £100,000 when you can see even worse effects. Only about 2% of the population earn £100,000, but a much higher percentage than that can expect to earn that during their lifetime. And it's at £100,000 you see the stupefying effects of tax-free childcare being withdrawn. And as you suggested earlier, how that works is, so you've got 3 children, you can get a £6,000 benefit from tax-free childcare. When you hit £100,000, that goes. So the 1 penny pay rise you get over £99,000, 99 pence, that's going to cost you £6,000. And you don't get back where you were until you're earning £120,000.